Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Joshua Chastain, your host here with the W.L.L show. This is We Love Lawrence. Very special treat for you guys today, as always. Sit down and speaking with somebody who's very vital and a very great asset to our community, which is the South Carolina Empowerment Center. Thank you so much for taking the time this morning to sit down and talk to me. Angel, I believe it was, right?
Yes, Angel.
Cool. And Alan. As always, it's a pleasure to meet you guys. Again, we thank you again for taking the time out of your day to sit down with us. Tell me a little bit about you guys, and tell me a little bit about the Empowerment Center. What exactly is the Empowerment Center all about?
So we're a youth services agency. We're a nonprofit, and we're a United Way agency. And so our goal is to give the youth of Lawrence County the tools and the support they need to have a successful life and to be able to be productive citizens. And so we have several different programs, and from helping provide basic necessities such as youth food boxes or hygiene products, school supplies, different things like that for the youth in the community. Also, we do programs that occur between 3:30 and 6:30 on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays. We have different classes that can teach them different skills, and also can help with academics, tutoring, life skills, job training, different things they may need. But everything that we provide for the youth are free of service, free charge. Money's not an obstacle for the youth to be able to participate, and so we're open to all the youth. Most of our programs that are during the afternoons are for middle and high school students, especially, because that's the biggest area that the need is in.
That's awesome. That's near and dear to my heart, because I know that, when I was a teenager, I went through things, and I reached out to a youth group, and they helped me get through a lot of things. So what y'all do is really close to me and my heart as a whole, and I think that it's very important that we cherish our youth and we give them the life skills that they need and that are required for them now compared to the old days, because things change. Generations have changed, right. And now the life skills that our students and our youth need is a lot different than right. Even when I was growing up, and I'm not that old. Right. So what y'all do is just it's really amazing, and it's awesome that y'all can do this free of charge, and that y'all can take in youth and just help them to know that there's a place that they can get help. There's a place that can teach them how to be an adult.
Right.
Because a lot of times, sometimes parents are not present to teach them how to be an adult, or they don't do a very good job of it. And that's where a lot of times that we run into the issues of a youth acting out or becoming a juvenile delinquent.
Right.
So being able to teach them that there is a way to be successful in life.
Right.
Teaching them that there is a way that they can control their life and their future. That's just, to me, that just speaks volume for our community, and we're right. So very happy to have you in our community.
Right. So
I know you mentioned programs.
Right.
What are some of those specific programs? I know I've been scrolling through your Facebook page a little bit. Y'all got some job interview readiness and right. Some other stuff is, life skills, I'm guessing, as well.
Right.
So
one of our biggest programs is we do a job readiness training program, and it's currently a 15-hour class, and they learn how to, when they finish the class, they'll have a finished resume that they can use on their job interviews. They'll have had job interviews with actual businesses in the community, and they'll have practice to where they can get them up to par, so they'll be able to be successful in interviewing for jobs. We teach them like basic soft skills, and then for the job to be able to communicate, to be able to do in conflict management when they're in the job, how to be able to, the basic things you need to be able to be successful in a job, especially your first job. And then we can help them be able to find their job from that point on. And then when they, especially as teenagers, they may have different jobs as a teenager. And so if they need help getting another job later on, because schedules change, different things change, they can come back to us and we can help them get another job so that they can keep being productive. And because a lot of times our students need that opportunity to be able to get that first job, and sometimes it's really hard for some of them, especially if they've been in trouble before. That's what we have a real specialization in, helping students who may have had some type of trouble in their life, that we can help them get over that obstacle. We are actually a certified DJJ after-school program for teenagers, and so we have went through all their credentials to get everything certified. Our volunteers and everybody that works, our staff members that work at our center, they're all background check, DSS, sledge check, everything. So we're real particular about who actually has the involvement with our students.
That's very important to make sure, and obviously having a good volunteer base and a loyal volunteer base is so critical when y'all do this, because they have to understand that as you said, they're going to be working with sometimes troubled youth, and sometimes troubled youth, because I was one, I'll admit it, we can be very difficult to deal with in certain times. But it's like you said, a lot of times it's difficult for them to find that first job, but it's amazing that when they do get that first job, that they can shine.
Right.
Yeah.
And they really they shine so much with that job, and they go, well, I don't want to be this guy, I want to be this guy. And then they can start thinking about their future, and they can set goals for themselves to where they can work towards those goals and accomplish it and feel like they are somebody. Because a lot of times with youth, they don't feel like they're somebody, because we live in a technological world, and it's all this, it's all screens and this and that. So when your parents are constantly in a phone, tablet, or on a TV, they don't feel like they're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's where a lot of that acting out can actually come from.
Right.
So y'all work with obviously a lot of troubled youth.
Yes.
A lot of youth that have gotten into trouble in some way, shape, or form, correct?
Right.
What kind of obstacles does that involve when y'all, deal with that youth, and when you deal with the do they still act out? Do y'all have difficulty sometimes with certain youth? Is it difficult sometimes to be, say, patient?
Well, it's not necessarily. It's part of with working with youth that can have problems in their life. Sometimes, most of the times, it's not problems they made occur. They're having to deal with life situations. And so we have to take back and realize, okay, what is occurring in their life that's making them act out or have anger problems? And if we can help them with those situations, then the whole attitude and behavior changes. And when they come into our facility, we tell every kid that comes in the door, we don't care what happened before you came here. Everybody has a clean slate, and this is who everybody's treated the same, and they're equal. And when they feel like they have the same opportunities, and they're not having to constantly go over a stereotype they may have created in their life, that they can actually accomplish something, they change. And it's something that changes on the inside, because they have that confidence and that encouragement and that stability. Because a lot of times you need those people just to be there. And it's not about what you give them, it's just the constant fact of always being there when they need you. I
can understand that. I can see that. And I bet it's a very fulfilling vision to see them really shine and their real personality, not their stereotypical personality, really shine and come out. And I'm sure y'all have some great individuals that just shine and just make you guys probably very, very proud. So how did all this get started? Did y'all start this? I mean, how did all this come about?
So we did. We founded our nonprofit, and so the way it all started is my husband was working as a contract worker with Department of Juvenile Justice, and he was had created a job training program that pioneered in Lawrence, And when he was teaching class, I was sitting in the back of the room, and I heard stomachs growling the whole time. And it's like they couldn't concentrate. And so the next day, we just asked them if they wanted to come early to class, that we would feed them. Well, when we got there, they were there before us. All of the class was there. And so we fed them that morning and every the next mornings for 2 weeks. And from that, we just kept seeing the need for things the basic things that the kids were needing. And one of the kids that really changed my life is I sat down and we were eating lunch during the program, and I asked him, I said, "Sir, have you, I knew you had been in trouble before," and I said, "Well, what happened? What did you do?" And he had told me about he'd been stealing and shoplifting, and I asked him, I said, "What did you take? What did you need? What was behind it?" And he had started to explain the different things he had stolen. Everything was items for smaller, younger kids. And what happened is he was trying to provide for his siblings. And he had that need to provide for them. And he said, no matter if I get in trouble or not, if I have to go to jail, it's okay. But my brother and sister are going to have what they need. And he was 14 at the time, so he couldn't get a job. And he didn't know anywhere else to turn. And so for me, I was like, if I could give him the things that they were needing in their lives right then that could prevent him from going down that road any further. And so he's actually, he's a college graduate now. He went through the program, got a job,
wow,
his first job. And so, and now he actually took those siblings in as his, as the legal guardian. And so his life completely changed from having that experience to even be able to go through the program and get a job and have that turnaround. And somebody believe in him because of all the background he had. That was an obstacle. Nobody even interviewed him. But because we were able to step in and help him and get that first job, it changed his life for him. And so those kind of things you can't put a material value or a money value. No. That's something that changes his life, but changes his siblings' life and his kids' life from that forward on.
Oh yeah, I mean, just hearing that, I mean, that's just something that really warmed your heart. I mean, it's amazing how God works through every one of us.
Right.
And He's working through you two in such an amazing way that it just, I mean, it is enough to warm somebody's heart. And right. I am more than happy to have y'all within our community. You guys are amazing. How long has this, when did all this get started?
So the job training program started in 2009, and so from there on, that's when it all spurred off.
So about 10 years. Roughly.
Yeah.
So y'all been at this for about 10 years.
Right. And we have experience before that, but that's when the Empowerment Center started, and because we worked with you for years before that. But it was just such, we wanted to have a place that they could come in and it didn't matter what was their background, because we've seen kids bring in their friends, and some can be lower income and some can be higher income, and it's a different social status. It didn't matter. Kids come in and youth come in there, they can bring their friends, and because when they can bring anybody with them that's their age, it's a difference, and everybody is treated the same, on the same level and same page. So, and we have a big thing where everybody has to take the time to listen to each other, to work our obstacles out. Because, if kids have, sometimes when kids, youth, they need that listening ear. They just need that stability and that, hey, this is my problem. And sometimes a lot of times we can't fix their problems, but we can be there for them. And sometimes our biggest thing is we teach them some things we cannot change in our lives, but we can get from point A to point B. That may be college graduation or high school graduation. And then once we graduate high school, then we can change other things in our lives that we can't control because we're adults now.
That's very true. And especially with youth, I know the biggest help for me when I was going through what I was going through and the issues that I was having was having a place to go and just having somebody just to listen helped me out more than anything else in the world. So I think I speak for everybody that's going to see this and listen to this when we say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for what y'all do. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is We Love Laurens. This is the W.L.L show, and maybe one day I could come down to the Empowerment Center and bring my camera equipment and maybe record some of the youth y'all have, and maybe record them in their prime and at their best, and maybe throw it out to all my viewers so they can really feel that extra special touch.
Right.
So I don't know, guys. It sounds like a pretty good podcast idea for that one. So catch us next time. Please, if you haven't already, if you don't know about these guys, please go look at their Facebook page. They are a nonprofit, so I'm sure they do take donations.
Yes.
So if you can spare it, I mean, anything helps. $5, $1 even. I mean, go in and you know, at least just like and share their page. You never know what might happen. And of course, while you're at it, go in and share our page, like and share this, and we'll see you next time.